Here on stage with River Phoenix, who's eating a very healthy sandwich. What is it, River?
Avocado tofu sandwich with sprouts and red pepper.
Excellent. I love avocado and tofu.
Bill would have wanted it that way.
I think so. You're in San Francisco shooting a movie, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just doing like a week here with a film called Sneakers.
And is Paul Newman in that? No.
No, Robert Redford, Sidney Poitier, Ben Kingsley, Dan Aykroyd, myself, and many others.
Cool. What brings you to this event here today? Did you know Bill?
I didn't know him personally. Actually, I have a kind of funny story to tell. I went to the Lollapalooza and at the, what is it, Shoreline? What is it called? Shoreline?
Amphitheater.
Yeah, and one thing that was really interesting to me was how passionate and how all over the place he was. Like, here he is. He's a very successful, huge rock and roll promoter, and yet he doesn't have little guys doing his dirty work. I mean, here I am, to him, a punk. I am somehow legally behind stage, but I'm a little punk sitting on the steps there at Shoreline, and I dropped some popcorn on the steps, and he came down. And I'm there with a friend of Fleas from the Peppers, Dick Rude, and we're hanging out, and the Chili Peppers are backstage, and he comes down, and I spill popcorn on the steps, and he's like, "What the hell do you think this is, a pigsty?"
That's great.
I know, and
did he know who you were?
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, He doesn't care anyway. I mean, he'll kick Keith Richards in the head if he has to.
He has, in fact.
Oh, good for him.
Keith was making fun of Chrissie Hynde on stage at Live Aid and acting like a child, and Bill came up and said, "Stop that right now," and reprimanded him as if he were a little child.
One time he threw me out of his house in Colorado because I left the bologna sandwich lying around.
You're kidding.
And I didn't realize that I'd left the bologna sandwich lying around. And so, like, I've been trying real hard to be, like, neat and, like, pick up after myself whenever I'm over there. And so we go over to Masada here in San Francisco, and I go and take, like, a shower or something, and I carefully fold the towel and all that. And I feel really proud of myself, and I forgot we were eating this trout, and I, like, left the fish bones, like, in his room. So he's like... and it was just... the man knew how to keep a place neat.
He had an eye for detail. But so he gets on you, River, for leaving the popcorn on the side of the stage.
Well, he was very honest about it. I mean, after all, it is a place that he represents, and he doesn't want any junk laying around. So, and to him, I was just some punk sitting on the steps being a slob. I didn't mean to be, but I dropped some popcorn, and he let me have it. And it was really great. It was really great because I didn't realize who he was, but then I went down to the tent, and everyone's hanging out, and then I realized Billy Graham's sitting there, and I mean, he could get people to do anything he needs them to do, but instead he's focusing on details that are pretty much below him. I mean, you don't really need to do that when you're a big rock and roll promoter, but he was always just meticulous and in a positive sense very neurotic about, his shows, which is cool because, he had a lot of pride in them, and he wasn't too big to say, "Hey, you punk, get out of here," or "You're messing up the scene." I mean, I thought it was charming.
The first time we did Letterman, he calls me up the next day and goes, "Get your hands out of your face when you play. You kind of like use your eyes."
How do you play the harmonica without having your hands in your face?
There's got to be some way to get your hands out. Yeah, that's what I told him. He was like, "There's got to be some way to get your hands out of your face when you play, because like your eyes are real expressive." And like he was all telling me that. So the next time I went, like we did that yesterday or a couple days ago, and so that's all I was thinking about when I was up there. I was like, okay. All right, I'm singing now. I can just keep my hands down at my side and sing. And I was just totally thinking about that. And I think it went a lot better because of that. And it was just so cool of him to call me the very next day, from California. I was in New York, and just go, get your, use your eyes more. And it was just...
He did have an eye for detail.
Details, totally.
I think he just balls to the wall. I think he was one of the greatest men on the west coast of this continent. Honestly.
Well, thanks for talking with us, River.
Hey, thank you.
Say hi to people in Philly.
Hello, Philly. Bless your souls.
And wipe your mouth.
I got to wipe my mouth. I got avocado on my face.
A little avocado and tofu on your face, but it's okay. We still like it.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye.
And that was River Phoenix and John Popper. John from Blues Traveler, River Phoenix, quite famous movie star, and they were backstage at the concert. John had the opportunity to go on later in the day and sing with the Grateful Dead, fulfilling one of his great fantasies.